What's up, guys? We are this is Back Talk with Bauer, and we're about to chat with Kingdom of Comics and some of the creators of the Recount comic. But before we get to that, we actually have to talk about Kingdom of Comics, the one and amazing sponsor of Back Talk with Bauer. It is a privilege and an honor to have Kingdom of Comics sponsoring this show. If you've never heard of them, go over to facebook.com/Kingdom of Comics Shop. Make sure to put comics and shop, 2 S's. If you spell wrong, your SOL, and you will not be able to find them. But if you head over there, or you can go to their actual location in Melbourne, Florida, 4320 South Babcock Street in beautiful Melbourne, Florida. Go say hi to Jason and Paula, the owners of the comic shop. They've got new comics. They're an authorized CGC dealer, toys, graphic novels, rare collectibles, pops, statues, back issues, and so much more. If you head over there on a Friday, you can get half off any beer with the purchase of a trade paperback or graphic novel. I forgot to ask Jason before we started, but it was just Tuesday, so this should still count. But make sure to check out the Radiant Black comic. A guy has returned to living with his parents, discovers he has cosmic powers, and the cosmic beings want their power back. And then they've got a bunch of new Funko Pops in. Original Transformers, Bumblebee, and Megatron. They also have a bunch of Star Wars Funko Pop keychains like Boba Fett, Han Solo, Leia, Chewbacca, and so much more. And last but not least, they actually have some JBauerArt artwork up on the walls that you can look and go, ooh, ah, pretty, and you can buy and take it home. So there's tons of different paintings on there. Big shout out to Jason and Paula for all their support. I love them. I love working with them. When I got to get down there and do a live show. I got to stop being so twitchy about everything going on and actually go out down there and hang out and do a live show. So we got to make it happen soon. But other than that, facebook.com/Kingdom of Comics Shop. You can actually order online. If you're out of the state of Florida, you can't make it down there, or if you're too lazy because you're just 3 hours away or whatever, whiny little babies, you can head over to Facebook. You can message Jason and go, hey, I want this comic. Like, oh, I don't know, the Recount, so you can get on top of it and read and know what the fuck we're talking about here. So head over to Kingdom of Comics Shop and let's get this shit show rolling when I can find the So this is the part of the show when everybody gets to find out I can't read. But before we get to that specific embarrassing part, I want to welcome you to Back Talk with Bauer. I am Josh of JBauerArt, the host of this show. If you like the artwork behind me, you like the logos, you like the graphics, you like the video, any of that stuff, I created all of it. You can head over to JBauerArt.com to purchase prints, paintings, all that good stuff. Tons of amazing things. If you're a podcast, upcoming thing, business, whatever it is, and you need some logo work done, a video work done, I actually just did a really cool one. I posted it a few days ago of a intro video for another upcoming podcast, and I absolutely loved it. It's very cool, like Atomic Fallout kind of style. So head over to jbauerart.com to see all that amazing stuff. And then let's see, my keyboard won't go away. Stop it. All right, so yeah, and then this is a very legit and awesome show, I can tell you that. So, but Back Talk with Bauer is also sponsored by Inked Marketing. That is www.inked.marketing. Grow your Kickstarter audience. They are an amazing business that you can get with if you're trying to do a Kickstarter, an Indiegogo. You got a comic book, you got a graphic novel, you got anything you got with fundraising or crowdfunding. Head over to Inked Marketing. They have teamed up with several different podcasts, just like myself, Back Talk with Bauer, and they get you onto the show and get you hooked up with the amazing people, get you hooked up with every way that you can to make your Kickstarter funded. And you can even get live reads and have them read on this show. So you can, just like Swords and Solace. I know we're in the last little bit. I can't remember if it's finished up or not, but Swords and Solace is join the nearly 150 followers and be ready for it to go live, which I already did. Swords and Solace is the third and final entry of the Swords and Solace trilogy. Rat, an assassin who wishes to earn his freedom from oppressive guild, becomes a legend as he roams the land, cutting down every killer who dares to step in his path. And the conclusion to the trilogy, Rat learns the true peace isn't just something he needs to achieve himself, but it's something he must be taught to the next generation. So if it's still live, head over to Kickstarter, type in Swords and Solace, and you should be able to find it. So shout out to Inked Marketing for teaming up with me. And yeah, let's get this show started. So Back Talk with Bauer, number 43. We've got a few different guests in here. I know it's interesting. Why isn't this a Tuesday? This is a special episode, teaming up with Kingdom of Comics to talk about this amazing comic book, some awesome things that are coming out. So let's introduce the king himself, Jason, and Jonathan Hendrick. Did I say it right?
Hendrick, yeah.
Hendrick, there we go. Close enough. You know, I said reading's hard. I can't do it. It's just not possible. But thanks, guys, for taking time out of your day to join in and talk about the Recount and the number 2 that's coming up and all that good stuff. And yeah. And let's welcome also the cover artist for the Recount, Brian. How do we say your last name, sir?
Brian Silverback's in the house. What's up?
What's going on, man? Thank you so much.
It's like it's a play on plural. It's supposed to. It sounds plural.
Gotcha.
But it's singular because I'm just that badass.
I like it. Oh man, I already knew it was going to be an interesting show while we were in the green room or before the show started. Because the conversations we were already having. And I always love that somebody goes and, like, first time meeting them, they're like, is this show PG? I'm like, fuck no, it ain't. Yeah, I like to keep it open, to keep everybody being able to talk whatever they want to, and I want to make sure I can talk whatever way I want to, hence why I created this show. So welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being on. And we are talking about, we're actually talking about a series, but we're talking about number 2 in the series, but it's the Recount. So, Jonathan, for those that missed, you were on an episode, I think it's been a few months now. I don't know. Time's hard to tell anymore with this new world we're living in. A month feels like a year feels like 10 years. It's very messed up. But you were on recently, and we talked about the original one. Can you kind of give a synopsis of what the first issue is, what the story's about, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so the Recount is what I like to call an anti-political thriller. And it's about a president who was so hated that he's assassinated during his farewell resignation speech by someone in his Secret Service detail.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly after that happens, someone takes out that Secret Service agent, and then the conspiracy slowly unfolds after that. And while the new president, the vice president who gets sworn in, is on television to try to explain to the country that everything's under control, these conspirators hack the live feed, announce that they're not finished yet, and they're going to go after everyone that put that president into power, including the people who voted for him. And they encourage the everyday citizens to go after one another. And that all happens in issue 1.
Yeah.
Written before everything that's going on now.
Right.
Yeah.
I wrote this in 2019, not in October of 2020.
Yeah. CIA, if you're listening, this is not about anybody specific. It's just a general fantasy thing. Yeah, and don't blame Back Talk with Bauer. But no, it was. I actually snagged it. I made sure when you and I talked and we had the show, I had Jason hold a copy for me and send one to me, and I read it. And I was actually reading it, and a couple times out loud, I'm like, oh, holy shit! There's a lot that goes down in that first episode. It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So where are we going in? We don't want to give too much away. We don't want to get too crazy with anything because we want people to buy it, to read it, and all that good stuff. Where are we going into the next chapter of the story?
Yeah, issue 2 takes place just moments after the finale of issue 1. So it really doesn't skip a beat.
Okay.
And issue 2 really cranks up the threat level very quickly. So If you were surprised and shocked by the events that unfolded in issue 1, yeah, I still have some gas left in the can for issue 2. So
Nice.
we got a car chase, we got guns and violence, everything that people want, and masks galore. So, yeah.
And the fun kind of masks, not the current ones we have to wear. I do feel like, quick side note, I was doing some running around today, and every time, because I put mine on like when I'm in the car to go out, and I always feel kind of like either a ninja or I'm about to rob the place. Right. I don't know if either one is a good idea to have in your head when you're walking in, but it's just, I told my wife, I'm like, it's kind of like a cool ninja thing. She goes, no, it's not. You're still a loser. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, at least I'm staying humble from her.
Right.
But so we get into now, Brian, you are the cover artist for.
I'm a variant cover artist. The artist for the main title is the guy that did all of the excellent interior artwork. Like he does the original badass covers, and then I suggest, hey, maybe this might be cool. And Jonathan has a list of things like you can pick from these and see what you get, and maybe I'll like it. Yeah. But he told me for the second issue, like he's turning that threat level up to midnight, and he needs me to bring the heat, and so that's what I did.
Yeah. So his issue 1, he had a variant that was from like the Scarface movie poster.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoy. So for Jonathan and I working together on this series, we came up. Well, I didn't come up with shit. Jonathan came up with 4 very similar themed, like badass movie type that kind of deal with the same issues or have like this. There's a common thread throughout the feel of that original movie and Jonathan's book. And he's like, Brian, I've got 4 issues, and then these are 4 movies that I feel kind of play well. Can you do an homage to these movies for some covers? And the first one we did, Scout liked it so much that they wanted to use it as the retailer incentive cover. And for the second one, we were like, hey, can we start trying to get some shops some love and give them their own version, give them a shot at the covers? And so here, and that leads us to Kingdom Comics.
That's awesome. And I love that you guys are incorporating the local shops. They definitely need it nowadays. I'm sure things ebbs and flow and everything like that, but trying to get those local comic shops even more business is one of the most important things. So I know there's going to be some people watching here and there that have no idea what a variant comic is. Can you kind of who would like to describe what it is and why it's important?
A comic book shop owner might have something to say.
I've heard of them a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So your main issue will come out. It has the main cover that everybody will see when it's advertised for that issue, and other artists will be hired. So if you have like Avengers number, say 40, whatever, come out, they'll have the main cover, and then they'll hire other comic book artists to do variant covers. And it's the same exact comic book inside, just a different cover.
Right.
And then they have like incentive covers where if I purchase 25 of the main cover, I will be able to purchase one of the 1 in 25 variants. And if I get
So part of the appeal of variant covers is the alternate artwork or the additional artwork that you're getting and the limited availability.
Yes.
Right.
That is also, so those 2 things, along with being a good book, so that would be 3. My math is great. Those 3 things are kind of what makes variant covers a separate market. The interior is still the same, but maybe your favorite artist did this, or maybe you just want to have that one that only a handful of people also have.
Right.
And that's what drives the want for the variant covers.
And then there's exclusive variants that you can get where you are the only store in the world that will be getting this cover.
Oh, okay.
And that's what cool. We did with Silverbacks' variant. We purchased that from Scout Comics as our store exclusive, so there'll be 250, limited to 250 only.
Yep.
It'll be $20.
And that's it.
And I got mine.
Here's the cool thing that we worked out. So the first Scarface cover that we did, right?
Mhm.
That was anybody that ordered from Diamond could have got that one.
Mhm.
But if you want to complete this movie poster quadrilogy, you're gonna have to get the Kingdom Comics second issue.
Yep.
And then we'll have to see what happens to issue 3 and 4. But if you want the whole movie poster set,
Right.
we're going to have to visit Kingdom Comics while we can.
In Melbourne, Florida. Or they can now. We've got with the HWWS WebTV network and my show, I got a lot more people that are not in either in your area and they don't like to drive, or they're out of the state of Florida. Now, can they message you on Facebook and order one through Facebook?
You can do it that way. I will have them live on the 17th when the book comes out on my website at 12 p.m. So they'll go on sale there.
Now, what's the website, sir?
It's www.kingdomofcomics.com.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
I've got a question for Jason. Jason, is it true that no? So is there some sort of pre-sale for the event? So for those that don't know, this weekend, Saturday, I will be in Melbourne, Florida, signing with Jonathan at Jason's shop. Is there some sort of pre-order set up to where people that maybe follow us on social media can go ahead and say, put me down for one of those? Because I've had a couple of people ask.
I'm only going live for sales at noon on Wednesday, so it's going to be first come, first serve. There's only 250, so swarm the
So
web.
what about, are you reserving any?
I'm reserving several aside for the signing, definitely, for people that do come here. That will be also.
But I'm saying, so for the signing part of it, are you taking any pre-orders for, like, I want to get both of those guys signed, whatever the price is? Do we have a system?
Yeah, if you are coming to the signing, I will reserve. I have copies for that.
No mail? You're not taking any mail requests for that?
Nope.
Ooh, he's brutal.
You got to come to the shop, man. It's the only way.
Shit, man. So if you're in California, you might want to leave now.
Yeah. Well, also, I am making it an offer that if people are buying the comic and they do want it signed, we will hold it for the signing to get it signed by them before we mail it out.
Ah.
Is that one of mine, Mr. Jason?
If you wish. Yes.
No, you got to get your ass out to the shop.
I'm sorry. I already had plans. I'm not able to make it. That's why I'm doing this awesome show right now. Because I felt terrible.
I don't know about that. My Sharpie may stop working.
Yeah, damn Sharpies. See how they are? So now, what was we had Scarface for the first one. What is the I actually have it queued up, but what is the inspiration for this cover for the second one?
It is the movie Heat. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
It's one of the best fucking movies ever.
Woo! Look at that.
So this is the original movie cover, Heat. I know it's when was this made? Does anybody know?
Yeah, IMDb knows.
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some Gen X and some younger millennials that may not know what this movie is.
And by the way, this, to me, is the only movie where Pacino and De Niro are actually great acting together. They've done other movies together,
right?
But this combo during Heat, like, nobody phones this in. Danny Trejo's in it. Val Kilmer's in it.
And I think
Ashley Judd is in it.
Yeah,
like, dude, Michael Madsen. Dude, they're all
fights I've ever seen in a movie.
They say people have used. There's police agencies that use that actual shooting scene for training purposes.
Oh,
because it was done so well.
I know Christopher Nolan has gone on record saying that the Dark Knight movie is his version of Heat. Like, he was taking inspiration from Heat to make the Dark Knight. So
that's pretty badass.
It makes sense when I heard him say that. I'm like, yeah, I could see that now.
So with Heat being a very, very regarded, and me personally as a very badass, kind of shoot 'em up, bad guys taking control kind of movie, it was a no-brainer to slide this into the Recount issue 2 cover.
Right. That's
If it's
awesome.
the issue, the series, and we could, there's probably some other movies we could have done too, but their poster wasn't as.
It didn't lend itself well to the homaging that we need. There's a couple of key elements that we have to keep for the Recount.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have a character look this way. We need female leads. We need these things. And so we have to find not only great movies, but great movies that lend themselves well to being homaged in a comic book form with our characters, with Jonathan's characters.
Right. And just to let everybody know, if you guys are watching, you're tuning in, and you have questions about the comic, questions about Kingdom of Comics, the shop, anything like that, drop them in the comments below.
Want to pay compliments.
If you want to pay compliments, how sexy Brian looks. I mean, go right ahead.
Oh, you want me to take my shirt off?
Yeah, no. We're not that rated R. Jeez.
Only if you can do tips.
Yeah, somebody hit my what is this? The stripper money? Don't they have like an app where they can give money?
Cash App.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, Cash App me.
Yeah. We take PayPal, we take Cash App, Zillow.
No, so with that said, show them the cover.
All right, ready? All right, here we go. So here is the actual comic book cover. Here, let me turn the branding off real quick so we can get a nice, good view of it.
Nice.
That is, I love that the names at the top are just like the names in the movie. That's fantastic. I love the shading and the style of it. The mask is just very creepy. It is very nicely done. Awesome job, Brian. It's fantastic.
Yeah, with this cover, I mean, Heat is one of my favorite De Niro and Al Pacino movies, and is popular. So that was a big plus in getting this. Like, absolutely one of the big pluses for it. But
oh yeah,
a good business deal for us because the first cover sold so well everywhere. It was one of the most desired variants that they had. So I was like, well, this is like a win-win for everybody here.
That's awesome. Now, what is? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to give you a little insight into this.
Yeah, please do. I'd love because I'm a big cover art fan, so I love all the details and everything.
So this
like that.
is the original. Like the original pen and ink that I used to create that. But there's like, if you can see, like she's got both of her eyes in this.
Hold on, I can pull you out. There you go.
But you see how she has both of her eyes?
Right.
But if you look at that cover, she doesn't have both of her eyes because once I got it into post-production, I was like, dude, this kind of looks off. So, so there's that. And then the little strands of hair, I knew that I would be able to add them digitally. Mm-hmm. So there's things that I do, like the hair on this side. He seems to have some hair on this side in the cover, but not on the original art. Right. Because I knew I was going to be painting with negative space. So when I do my stuff, I know that I'm going to be doing the coloring and the post-production work on it. Mm-hmm. So I will intentionally like do this in a manner to where the actual cover may be slightly different.
Gotcha.
And for anyone that does artwork, I do my digital printout, like my layouts are on the back of the piece.
Oh, wow.
So that I can light box them and pull them through to the other side to do the inking so that I keep a cleaner piece of paper. And another example of that, that's not a good example. All right. So see, here's my rough draft that I printed out.
Okay.
And then,
oh, wow.
Then I'll ink the shit out of it on the other side. But
that's cool.
It keeps you from having eraser marks, and it allows me to do a digital kind of, I want to move this here. What if her head was bigger, or what if her eyes all fucked up? We need to move it. Like shit like that. I get to do that in the computer before I print out the draft and then take it to the ink table because I don't like to fuck around when I get there.
That's awesome. Now, is that a because it's kind of hard to see on the screen, is that a wrecked vehicle that's at the bottom there? In this?
That is a wrecked Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
Yeah. And that plays into events that occur within the that issue too. So it's
and the placement of this. So here we go. The Heat cover actually has like a subway train coming at you.
Right.
So that's where the subway train is. And there's little lights, little red and orange lights on the subway car that I tried to make highlight the lights that are on the Jeep. And in the cover of the movie, that's fog rolling off. And in ours, it's kind of a fog steam from the wreck combo.
That's
so
awesome.
it's so deep the way that I'm trying to have you see the exact cover in this, and along with the fonts and all that stuff.
Nice. That is fantastic job, man. I really dig it. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the covers. I can't wait to see what comes next. So let's talk about Saturday. You know, there's going to be, of course, Brian and Jonathan there, and I believe there's another person there too, right?
We have Andre Molinari going to be here for his book, The Shepherd.
But isn't he also the editor of the Recount?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you could technically get a triple sign.
Pictures, that's right.
Triple sig available.
The trifecta, as some would say.
That doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't.
That's really cool. And now,
we also have Matthew Knowles out with his Tales of Nocturnia.
We love Insymmetry creator. Shit, I forgot the fucking name. Some shit.
And
Synergy
Brian has done covers for them too. So
yeah. So for anybody that's watching that is also in the Melbourne area of Kingdom of Comics, I've done 3 covers for Jason for Matt and Steph for their series that they've done. So you could bring those in the shop and we can get you squared away as well.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of our best signings, I think, because everybody's all knows each other, has worked together, and I think it's going to be a little bit.
Andrea, you bring up Andrea. He was my editor on Loggerhead. So anyone that brings a Loggerhead book in can have that double signed as well.
man, they can just get all the things signed. I love it. That's
I got
fantastic.
my fingers in a lot of pies, man. You should smell them.
I don't know if I want to. It's just.
I got the jokes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nasty joke. But no, there's tons of stuff to look at the comic shop and tons of things to buy. I mean, you guys Jason and Jonathan are at the comic shop right now. Just in this small spot of the screen that you can see, there's tons of statues up there. There is tons of, that should be the graphic novel section, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got like what, 6,
Ooh,
7,
let me
8,
ask some
9,
questions.
What's that?
I want to ask some questions.
Go for it.
All right. So, Mr. Jason,
No.
will there be any kind of promotional stuff going on during Saturday? Will there be like 10% off of graphic novels or $1 off back issues? Is there any other kind of thing to help make this that much more badass?
Usually what I do is I do buy one, get one half off drinks or buy one, get one free drinks for the...
Like drinks as in alcohol drinks?
Beer, wine.
But what if I'm sober, man? What do you got for the sober dudes?
Why would
Nothing.
It's not a matter of wanting to be. I'm just too fat to get my face. So, do you have sodas?
yeah.
All right. Can I get 2 for 1 on sodas?
Absolutely. Well, actually, the artists and writers, they get to just drink for free.
Oh man, maybe I should start not being sober.
Drinks, I usually do buy one, get one half off for the duration of the signing. And yeah, I'll probably do like 10 or 20% off a trade.
That's why. I mean, so basically, what Jason is saying on the fly, he would just he's wheeling and dealing. Like he's just gonna make shit up as he goes. So you just don't know. When you get down there, you don't know what he's going to do. So you just slap your pile of books in front of him. Say, Jason, the total is $75 here. What can you do for me? And Jason may have a fucking magic moment and say, $5 off your whole stack. And you're like, fuck yeah. So you never know.
And I usually always do like a buy 3 pops, get one Funko Pops, get one free.
Oh, okay. You were jumping the gun there. My interview question next is going to be, I need some wrestling Funko Pops.
Oh, they got a lot of good
ones. I'm going
ones
to have
there.
to ask you to ship them back if you do.
We have a few. There's not a huge demand for wrestling pops at our store, but we have a
You
few.
have a good amount though. There's I've seen a couple of good ones I've wanted to snag, but I behave and try not to buy many of them. But there's a good few there that you should be able to find.
So what are the hours on Saturday of operation?
Well, I always ask everybody for the signs to stay till at least 4. I leave it up to you guys after 4 o'clock if you want to keep going. If it's busy,
Depends on how drunk we get.
Yeah, the signatures get a little messy after so many drinks.
Yeah, but CGC doesn't give a shit. He's going to be there to witness.
Oh man. So yeah, and we've like we said, there's tons of back issues there. There's a lot of new comics. What are some new comics that people can get and snag while they're there this Saturday?
I think like the big thing right now going on that's real popular here is like the King in Black series that's going on with Venom and the Venomverse and everything.
We've been plugging that for a little while here on the show. It's a long one. It's a long stretch of a series, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think it's still going to be going into. I think it will end in March. I have to double check the numbers.
I thought I read didn't Donny Cates say it's like ending at 100 or something like that?
On the 200th issue of Venom, which is I think Venom 35 or something like that. It's going to be the 200th issue of Venom that's been released. He said he's officially done with Venom, which is sad because he's brought.
Now, forgive my ignorance, but did he specify whether that would be the end of the storyline, or is he just stepping off and letting someone kind of finish off his tale?
No, I think like his part of this. I think like when he started doing Venom, in my opinion, it was to get into this. He's the one that was involved in creating like this Null character, the Null God invading Earth. So I think once King in Black is done, there'll be a few more issues of Venom, and that's where I think he feels like his story's done. That's kind of what I got out of his announcement.
All right, so do you think personally that Null will still exist, or is Donny Cates going to kill that character off somehow?
I hope he's going to still exist. We don't know. I mean, we have to wait and see what happens at the end of the series. I mean, I think this is a perfect opportunity to have an extremely powerful villain that could show up again later on. And it's a brand new villain, like worse than Thanos, worse than Galactus. And like, this is a big, serious deal.
Holy shit, worse than Galactus.
Well, dude, this guy, like, if you've read previous issues of
I have not.
They talk about him like going out there like slaying Celestials with his sword and everything. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, I did hear about that.
Damn.
Yeah, he's pretty powerful.
So he's got to fight the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Then we got it going on.
Yeah, and as far as I know, Donnie's still going to be doing Thor, and I would like to see him pick up other Marvel titles. Like, I mean, the way the guy writes, which Jonathan actually reminds me of his style of writing. It's very close, in my opinion. They're both amazing. You'll be there very soon.
Maybe.
I would like to see Donny Cates pick up someone like Iron Man to bring like some real dark depth to that character too, or just some other random Marvel characters that we don't.
All right, so now let's jump into indie titles. What indie titles get your grundle hot?
Grundle. Well, the Recount.
Yeah,
that one's awesome.
I actually had someone come in the other day and like ask me what are your favorite indie or who's your favorite writer, and I'm like, I don't usually like pick out names of artists or writers. I just grab comics and I'm reading them all the time. So I was looking at, I love this story, and it was Donny Cates. I love this story, it was Donny Cates. So I love also Frank Millar. So God Country is one of my favorites that Donny Cates did. What's the Sunstone series that I love?
I love Sunstone. Yeah, that's a fantastic, fun series to read. It's an interesting read. It's an adult read, but it's a lot of fun. The characters are really cute in it, and it's just a cool way of looking at two different characters.
Yeah, Mark Millar. But anyway, Prodigy was another good one that I loved. Jeez, there's so many. There's so many of them I can't remember. I have like a list on my phone. So when people come in, I'm like, let's see, what genre are you looking for?
All right, so for those that don't know, Jason runs a comic book shop, and if you're looking to get into new stuff, it sounds like he reads a lot of independent titles and would be a great person to ask if you're looking to jump on some new shit, because most of the indie titles are limited runs, like 3 or 4 issues. So it's not like, oh, they're on issue 767. What am I going to do? So indie titles usually have small story arcs. So Jason should be able to recommend small runs or some graphic novels for you.
Yeah. So I'm more of a Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, a lot of people come in and they want to read comics, and they're like, is there anything but superhero comics? And I'm like, follow me. So, I mean, the thing I love about indie comics is, well, actually, more movies and TV shows on TV will probably come from indie comics than Marvel and DC. Well, I don't know about Marvel now, maybe, but there's just every genre. You have like sci-fi, you got horror, there's mystery, there's crime, criminal stuff, military things. There's so many different things.
So if you're a guy that's like a visual person like me and you're looking for two things to read, these are the two we were just talking about. We got Sunstone and God Country. Honestly, Jason promoted this one to me while I was in the shop last, and I bought it just because of the cover. I'm a cover guy. I'm a visual guy. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then he told me about the story and everything. So that's fantastic. And then I think Sunstone kind of speaks for itself, but it's a fun read. And I've been following this artist forever. And when I found out that he did like full books of these characters and everything, I snagged them up as fast as I could.
All right, I'm going to do a quick plug.
Yeah, go for it.
I may have a couple of issues of the crossover #1 that I did the cover for, and it's an homage to God Country.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's a crossover written by Donny Cates.
I saw that. That was awesome.
And that would so like when somebody comes to see you guys at the signing, Brian, what all would you have? Are you selling stuff? Do you have some other artwork to sell or anything like that?
It's tough when I'm flying. I come with a limited supply of stuff, and I don't want to bring sand to the beach. So I try to bring maybe some original. I can usually bring about 20 pieces of original artwork.
Okay.
But that's going to be for people that can afford the original artwork. So it's not exactly like I'm selling out of those.
Right.
But I do bring my markers and stuff, so that if anybody if someone was to bring a sketch cover to the thing, I can do sketch covers.
We have a lot of blank covers, so if anybody wants to, that'll be available if you're up for it to take commissions and everything.
Yeah, so that's fine. Like when that's one of the things I can't bring a lot of product. All I can bring is my smiling face, my overweight body, and the ability to draw shit and sign comic books.
There you go. So for those, again, I have a lot of people that watch that don't know everything comics. They're into it or they like it or they don't understand what everything is. So when we talk about sketch covers, it's stuff like this. It's the actual comic book with the blank cover, and then you can take it to an artist like Brian, and he creates that on it. Or, I got plugged myself there, so that's the one I just did with acrylic paint. So, yeah, there's you can get. These are kind of the coolest things to get if you're a big fan of artists and want something cool, unique. They can do a really cool spin. I have a couple around the room that I've gotten of like my favorite artists at different conventions and everything. So yeah, the comic covers are really cool. So make sure
that's one of the services. One of the services I can provide while I'm there is the ability to sketch stuff, do remarks on the books. Maybe it's going to be so fun to have a triple signed remarked cover for a comic book that only 250 of them exist. That's pretty BA.
Now, is this? I know Kingdom of Comics you've had a couple of signings over the last few months, right?
Probably we're getting close to a dozen, I think.
Okay. So, Brian, with you being in another state, is this like? Have you done one in a while? Is this the first one in a while?
I think the last one I did was in Orlando. No,
oh, wow.
Maybe it was in Orlando. Oh no, it was Tennessee. I did one in Tennessee.
Okay.
For Frank at Home on the Farm.
Gotcha. And was that recent, or how long ago was that?
Shit, I don't know, dude. I'm old.
Well, my question is have you been getting out because we're in the middle of, COVID?
Well, yeah, I'm only telling you pandemic shit. Like since we've done this, I've done probably four or five maybe signings.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's been really.
I'm immune.
Okay.
Well, I tell everybody here too, like the Kingdom, we've cast a spell. Nobody can get sick here, so just come.
Well, and the Kingdom's a big open spot. It's very comfortable. There's lots of room to socially distance, to be away from each other. So it's they keep it as safe as they can, and it's a
sanitizer, all that great stuff.
Of course. Everything's here if you need it.
Exactly. And plenty of beer if you just want to forget everything.
But dude, I'm really excited for the Recount issue 2 to drop. Like it's so, in the first issue we were given so much like awe factor, like oh my god, what the fuck? Like what if this was real?
I know.
And then now we're going to follow it up with this issue 2 that Jonathan already described as being threat level midnight. So now it's like, who's in charge and what is my job, because I'm separated from the pack. So you have that kind of like, all right, I think this is the right thing to do, but you can't check with your boss. You can't check with the people in charge. You got to just figure that shit out. And so we follow that. And then we follow that to the next issue. So the series it's so bonkers that, I mean, you could have who knows, man? Maybe tanks show up. What the fuck? It's just going to be crazy.
Why are you giving
not Jeeps
away for 3 and 4? What the hell, man?
I had the lucky privilege of being able to read issue 2 and 3 already. So I got to read issue 2, and like before 1 came out, and I was like he gave them both to me, and I've been good at spoiled anything for anybody. I'm like, dude, I'm like, what? Do you have 3 yet? Give it to me now. But I did finally get. Oh my god! Like this, it just keeps escalating. The insanity is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, that first issue was just like it just bam, bam, bam. A lot of things went down right one after another, and you're kind of like, oh crap! And then you realize there's 3 more after this. It's like, okay, where the hell are we gonna go?
No slow pace in this at all. It's just. This happens. Holy crap. Oh, fuck. It's like.
And that's what really caught my attention, because it's, I try to read a little bit of everything, but I've got attention problems and trying to get into something new that you really don't know. So I sat down, started reading it, and within the first couple pages, I was already hooked. I'm like, okay, yeah, we just go right off the bat, and it doesn't slow down, and it's fantastic. So I highly suggest. Now, is there any more copies of the issue 1 at Kingdom of Comics that somebody could snag?
I think, Paula, do we have any more of the second prints left for Recount? We sold out of the second print.
You guys are shit out of luck. You should have been on it beforehand.
So Valentine's Day special, 50% off. You can get it on the cheap.
Yep, there you go.
That's at Scout Comics. But if you don't want to wait, I think Jonathan also has a couple of the variant covers that were released for issue 1 that he can bring to the show, so that he won't be bringing Sand to the Beach. He's going to bring out covers that are not available anywhere right now except for maybe Jonathan himself. I think he has a couple of those locked away, but you're going to part with a $50 bill at least. So just be warned.
Bring your pocketbooks. So we get into what time do we start on Saturday? You said we go until at least 4, but what time can people start showing up?
Doors open at 11.
Okay.
So, I mean,
so 11 to 4 is the main times. You want to make sure you get into that time, because somebody may be too drunk.
Cover, I say get in line, like get here as quickly as you can to get the exclusive cover. Unless you're a subscriber at the Kingdom, we are reserving them for them if they've requested them.
All right, so let me just put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Jonathan may have some stuff that looks like this.
A few, maybe. I might be able to part ways with 1 or 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But you're going to be parting with way more than the $50 bill we were talking about earlier.
And then if you guys are down there and you've heard about him on this show, let Brian, Jason, and Jonathan know that you heard him on Back Talk with Bauer. It just makes me look good, but I'd greatly appreciate it. It lets people know, and it also lets Jason know and Kingdom of Comics know that people are paying the fuck attention to the show. And
I forgot to mention, if anybody is watching and they come in on the signing day and mention Back Talk with Bauer, you immediately get 10% off your entire bill.
Oh, damn. Awesome.
Wow. That is ballerific.
Fantastic. So, yeah, if you're catching this is going to be February. This is going to be February 20th. So we're as of this recording, we're a week away. I'm hoping to drop this episode Monday or Tuesday so people can catch up on the replays or whatever. If you're only supporting us on podcast, which I greatly appreciate it, but if you're just a listener, So yeah, February 20th at Kingdom of Comics in Melbourne, Florida. Just go to kingdomofcomics.com or facebook.com/Kingdom of Comics shop to find all the info, where they're at, and all that good stuff. And
follow them on Instagram. Shit, who cares?
Yeah, they're on Instagram. You guys aren't on Twitter though, right?
Nah, I'm staying away from Twitter.
Yeah, so
they're
Instagram,
download
Twitter.
TikToking too. I think I've seen it.
So we got about 15 minutes left before we end the show, and I didn't know how long we were going to talk or not talk about different things. Is everybody caught up with WandaVision? Is everybody watching it?
I'm caught up.
I'm caught up.
Okay, Brian, are you watching WandaVision? Yeah, no,
Yes.
yes, all caught up.
Yes.
All right, so how are we enjoying it? Is it picked up? Is everybody loving the last couple episodes? What are you guys thinking so far? Because I think we're about halfway through or a little over halfway by now.
We got 3 more episodes.
I'm hearing
Yeah.
rumblings of a possible 10th episode that they haven't told us about
Oh, really?
going to release. I don't know if that's true or not, or just
Now I did see something that the last 3 episodes are going to be an hour long. I don't know how much truth that is to that or not, but I saw a couple of posts here and there that the last 3 episodes are going to be an hour long. So that'll be pretty badass.
Oh, let me ask this.
Yes.
Does anybody watch the Creep Show series?
I haven't seen it yet.
No.
Okay, well, there might be a reason to watch season 3. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Brian's an actor.
Oh.
Brian's been in some movies and TV shows, but so last week for the whole week I was on the set of Creep Show for season 3. We filmed the episode. I got to play an inmate.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. What other things have you been in?
Oh, I'm in a movie that may or may not have Tom Holland in it that comes out later. I've been in Undercover Brother. I've been on The Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
Some other cool shit. So I'm fucking famous.
that one picture from Walking Dead where there's that one zombie in the back.
No. I got my ear blown off. I got special effects makeup with my ear blown off.
Oh, damn.
Season 8 finale, baby.
That's awesome.
But no, so WandaVision is a magical show.
Yeah, I've been really digging it. I love how it started off as these, like the first 2 to 3 episodes is more of the goofy comedy, weird kind of stuff, and then as the more we get into it, the more like creepy shit pops in randomly and like horror stuff and everything. The freaking dead people that keep popping up and like randomly look dead, it is disturbing. Like, and for those that have not watched, we're going to probably slip into some spoilers here and there, so I apologize. But anyway, but the Vision corpse caught me, like him and I love that it's just quick. Like if you looked away at any moment, you don't catch it, and you're like,
not kill the rest of our 15 minutes. Like I want to fucking talk about WandaVision.
Talk.
I'm just saying about WandaVision. Like I want Jason and Jonathan to so who do you think actually is inside of Pietro's body? Because obviously that's not Pietro. Like that's somebody who's being masked, and that's why he doesn't look like Aaron Taylor Johnson, right? Because whoever this is pulling all the strings said, "Oh well, I changed the way I look because of all your trauma and shit." Like. And he can't remember anything that she hasn't already, that she doesn't know. So this person who's controlling Pietro doesn't have the real memories. He can't recall being, so who is pulling the strings?
Well, I like there is a comic book. So I feel like the show is a little bit mixing from the graphic novel series with WandaVision, where Mephisto was involved.
Yeah, that's the heavy theory.
So I'm wondering about that. I'm also kind of leaning towards that character Nightmare.
That's the other secondary theory. But let me, Jonathan, do you have anything on that real quick?
No, I'm just enjoying the series, and I want to see it play out.
I fucking can't wait because they're not spoon feeding us, and I really enjoy not being spoon fed, which is part of the reason the recount is so badass, because it kind of takes into account that you're an intelligent person and I don't have to fucking write down the subtitle, like, please, this is what he means by this. So, with that said, they said that we're gonna be getting a Mark Hamill style closure to this series.
Ooh.
So that means there's going to be a cameo at the end of this series that is going to break the internet. What are your theories on, do you think it could be an actor or do you think it could be a character? Because I've got some thoughts.
Well, I think so did you see in the episode, spoilers, if you don't want to hear it, tune out, how they mentioned that the energy wave or whatever, that when Rambo went through it, it like was changing her DNA.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's a possibility that Wanda's possibly going to expand this even more. Maybe not like the whole world, like House of M, and change everything, but I think enough to possibly they're going to introduce mutants through this show.
But that's not like I understand. I think that is part of what's in here. But they said a fucking cameo is going to break the internet.
I think we're getting Magneto.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if they're doing this, going the mutant route? I think it's a good possibility we'll have Doctor Strange show up. But I mean, if they're talking about breaking the internet, that means it's going to be a new person. Maybe we'll get Charles Xavier.
Well, the Vision actor said that it's somebody that, because like they've been putting things together, and it's somebody that he has wanted to work with but hasn't had the chance.
Yeah.
So
that screams Ian McKellen a little bit to me.
I'm thinking that there's 3 choices in my world. Well, 4. I don't know. Fassbender's Magneto could be one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that number 2 could be a Sir somebody, Charles Xavier.
Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart.
I'd be really surprised if it was him.
No shit, that's break the
But
internet.
no, like as in it can't happen, because I think he's more with Paramount now. I don't think I think being with Picard, like doing Picard and everything, I think they have him more locked in.
That's like saying James Gunn is going to be just DC. That motherfucker's back. So
Right.
So break the internet stuff. We're thinking, you got to think break the internet. So Patrick Stewart will break the internet. The other 2, it could be John Krasinski as Reed Richards showing up.
Yeah. I've mentioned to people around here multiple times that I think they could be introducing the Fantastic Four with this series as well.
But they said it's a Mark Hamill style. So to me, that thinks kind of like somebody we're already familiar with that we wouldn't expect, which is why I don't think I believe we'll hear Reed Richards' name in this series. We'll hear the name. We won't see him, though. My other one is we get a Wolverine.
Ooh, yeah.
Like they may have secretly cast whoever their next Wolverine is, and that motherfucker just comes out snickety snicked and is just like, hey, y'all got some mutants around here.
Yeah. I mean, I could fully see like at the end of this with like it kind of tying into closely with House of M, like right at the end of this, boom, all of a sudden here's the X-Men.
Or it could be a recast Dark Phoenix, like some sort of like. What I'm saying is, we're playing with 2 different things here for this Mark Hamill style cameo. It could just not even be actor related. It could just be a character we don't expect.
Yeah,
like somebody from the Fox unit. Like it could be. I hope it's not Deadpool because that just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, he would not fit right into all that, I don't think.
But I mean, the idea that this series is going to end with a cameo that is going to fucking make the head of my dick explode has me excited.
Yeah. If it just ends up being like Captain Marvel with Brie Larson, I'm probably just going to That's it.
I think even Monica Rambeau would be pissed on that one, because it does not seem like she likes her anymore. Every time she's mentioned, she just kind of brushes it off or brushes her off.
That's kind of how I do when people mention Captain Marvel anyway. Like, fuck that movie, fuck Brie Larson, and I wish they'd come up with a better sequel to, like, pass on her power. Dude, what they need is they need Rogue to show up and go talk to Brie Larson and fucking drain her powers off and then just leave her corpse somewhere, and then now Rogue can go flying around
Me and my
Sure.
wife are massive Captain Marvel fans, but
Oh.
like comic Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And so we were like very hesitant with this movie, and as soon as they cast Brie Larson, I'm just like,
Yeah. No, I'm not.
what I want them to do with her is she's always been a Skrull that just fucked up the way she looked, and then we need to get Catherine Winnick from Vikings in to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do think that is. I think in Captain Marvel 2, we should hopefully introduce some sort of Rogue thing, because in the comic books, Rogue has a lot to do with Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
And we totally usurped all of that information in the Fox universe when we had Palicki or whatever her name is, or Amanda something. Like that version of Rogue, she just was born able to suck people's powers away, but never was able to fly or do all the cool stuff that we liked Rogue and her skunk-ass hairdo for.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely like to watch her take Brie Larson down.
So, with that information, Jonathan, who is your money on? We're going to Vegas. Who's your money on the final cameo that's going to break the internet?
It's going to be Dark Side, and it leads into Justice League Snyder Cut, and we actually get a live-action DC versus Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I wanted a fucking real answer.
No,
Actually, I know what it is.
It's He-Man.
Because Marvel owns the aliens now, so it's going to be the alien queen with the xenomorph.
Dude, that would break the internet. Holy shit. If they're like, what's causing this hex vibe? And they go down, they see one of those eggs just open up. Dude, that would kill. A bunch of fanboys would be pissed as hell.
Oh, yeah.
That would kill.
Oh, man. All right, so we're at the last few minutes of this episode. Thank you
Nobody
guys so
fucking
much.
answered.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I want to make sure everybody gets their plugs in. So, Brian, feel free to. Where can everybody find you? Your social media, all that good stuff.
Everybody can find me at Kingdom Comics on Saturday, February 20th, from open to close, doing some shit. Be there. That's the only place you can find me.
Exciting. Editor, artist, and writer.
Yes. Jonathan, where can they follow you at?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Awesome.
Me too.
And how do they find? Just type up your name.
Jonathan Hendrick, the way it's spelled on the comic books.
Awesome.
And if you look at the Recount, he's got a page, the Recount comic book, to follow too for all kinds of news and cool stuff on there as well.
Yeah, there you go. Please go and like that. And Jason and Paula, where can they follow the Kingdom at?
Kingdom of Comic Shop on Facebook, and Instagram is the same. Also, our website, we have our apparel, T-shirts, and CGCs right now up on the website. We just built it pretty much for this exclusive cover that's coming out, so we'll be putting things on as we go, comics and all kinds of cool stuff.
That's Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
KingdomofComics.com. You didn't hear that. But just so you know, KingdomofComics.com.
Awesome.
Brother.
And this has been Back Talk with Bauer. I'm Josh of JBauerArt. You can find all my stuff at JBauerArt.com, the art, the graphic design, and the podcast. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on the show. I hope you guys dig it. Please go to Kingdom of Comics on Saturday. Get all 3 signatures. Get all the comics, all the stuff. The Recount, it is coming out this Saturday. Other than that, I will catch you guys. Oh, and make sure to follow NSC Live TV. That is nsclivetv.com. It is a network created by Geeks for Geeks, so make sure to support them. They are another sponsor of this podcast. So other than that, I will catch you guys next week. Later.
Thank you.